Welcome everyone. Yes, good to see you guys. All right, if you're experienced in trading, I want you to put a 2 in the chat. If you're a newbie, put a 1. I want to know how many newbies, how many people who have seen a chart before are around. Where are you calling in from? We got Victoria, we got Kelowna, Oregon. Welcome everybody. Nanaimo, Ontario, Victoria, Canada's showing up today. I love this. All right, Rocky Mountain House. We got California in the house. We got some experienced and new traders here. I'm super stoked. All right, we just got a couple more people joining in. Calgary, Ladysmith. All right, Vancouver Island, Langley, Alberta. Welcome everybody. Yes, getting a few more people in from the waiting room, and we're gonna get this thing started. All right. Arizona, welcome. We got Texas in the house. Yeah, Robert's experienced. I love it. We got a bunch of newbies and experienced people. I love it. And you're in the right spot. You're more than welcome. If this is the first time you've ever seen anything about trading, Forex, crypto, commodities, indices, any of it, you're good. But if you know what you're doing, you're going to love what you see here too. So we got a full range. Welcome. All right, welcome everybody. All right, well, I'm gonna get this thing started. So welcome, my name is Shanda Wright and I am from Vancouver Island, Canada. I am a Panamanian resident now, thank you trading, and been able to quit my full-time job, which is awesome. I'm currently in Vancouver because I go where I want when I want. Again, thank you trading. And when I first got started with this company and this team, I was actually drowning in $1 million in debt. I was working in a beige cubicle. I just wanted out, right? I wanted more adventure. I didn't want to ask permission anymore to take time off. And, you know, I wanted to be able to spend time with my family, and now I can. And so when I started trading at first, I was like, this is a whole new language. And I didn't know how to sort through everything that was going on the charts. I didn't know really what to do that was going to set me up to be able to succeed. And then I started trading with Jay. And when I started trading with Jay at first, I was like, 6 a.m. is really early. And I was like, well, if you want something you never had, you got to do something you've never done. So I decided to change my schedule, go to bed a little early, wake up a little earlier. And he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about mindset. He taught me a lot about tenacity. He taught me a lot about how the structures in the markets work. And I always wanted to be able to get into his head because I felt like he just saw things I didn't see. And then he put this software together, and he has now not only helped myself, but there's been tons of people that have been able to create freedom because of the education and learning here with us and our team, this academy, this company. And yeah, now he's put this software together because of his experience. And I mean, this guy's literally gone from bar owner to internet marketer to being this incredible trader who can trade in any market at any time, and has taught a lot of other people to do the same thing. And so whether you're brand new here and you're like, okay, I just want out of my day job, or I just want to be able to see my money grow, or, you know, maybe you're at that point in retirement where you're like, oh my gosh, I might outlive my money. You know, we definitely see people like that, whether you're in your 20s or you're in your 60s, you know, you're in the right place. And if you're someone who's an experienced trader and you're looking for community, you're looking for, you know, people that are on the same path, or maybe you're looking for a little more accuracy, so you don't have to spend as much time on the charts, again, you're in the right place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jay, who is not only this incredible trader and, you know, designed this software, this incredible man, father, person, friend. He's also an incredible mentor and leader. He works with over 500 people directly. He's been able to create an incredible team of people here with I Am Mastery Academy. And, you know, it's changed the game for a lot of people's lives. And if you guys have had or been on one of Jay's calls and you've seen some results, let's put a P for pips in the chat, because we catch some pips up here. And you know, I just want to thank you again, Jay, for taking the time. I know that you don't have to do this. We get to do this, and the fact that, you know, what was able to be such a blessing for you and your family, you're here to share with us. So I'm gonna hand it over to you. He's gonna show us around, tell us his story, and make sure you have a pen and paper handy, because this will go quick. We're going to be efficient. We'll be under an hour for sure. So Jay, can you take it away?
Yeah, of course. Shannon and I were just talking here before we got started. It's been a while since her and I have been on a Zoom call together. I forgot how substantial that bun could be. I love it. So thank you, Shanda. Thank you for the kind, introduction. Of course, we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, I mean, a little bit about me. I'm Chairman 10 in the business. I have taken a small amount of money to a large amount of money. I essentially pick and choose what I do with my day now and the time I spend because of the ability to trade. I started here with no experience. One thing I always want to make sure everybody here understands is that you don't have to be a seasoned trader to come in here and understand and learn. You can come in and to be totally honest, the people who usually have the greatest growth in the beginning are the people who don't have any bad habits and haven't learned anything yet. So if you're a clean slate, don't worry too much. Clean slates tend to do very well here because we get to work with you from scratch. Now, the reason I bring that up is because that's how I started. If my trading partner here, Bryce Bauer, was on the call, he would tell you how, a little bit annoying I was in the beginning because all I did was bucket. And Bryce had, 12 years of stock market and investment trading. He was a stockbroker for 12 years. So he had all the answers I needed. Especially when you get into these charts, sometimes things can feel a little overwhelming, especially in the beginning, but I had him to lean on, which is exactly how we as a group have created our community. So now, instead of, feeling like you might have only one person to lean on, we have a whole community of traders who've been here. Some of us have been here for multiple years, trading together and leaning on and helping to build together. And Shanda says I have over 500 people in my team. I do mentor multiple teams and multiple people's downloads. I have over 1,200 people in my Telegram chat, which I mentor personally, and I help trade the best I can. We do some live calls so that people can get on and have that extra mentorship, besides what IM Academy brings. And we could talk a little bit about that. But when I started here, I had no experience. I'd never traded before. I had never seen a chart before. I had no experience. I didn't even know what a pip was now. My phone auto corrects anything I spell a P with to pip because we talk about them so much. My phone is now programmed to talk about pips. So, now, not even 3 years later, in November here will be my beginning of November here will be my 3-year anniversary now. What I've done in 3 years has been pretty substantial. We've had our runs, we've had our ups and downs, but where we go next year is pretty crazy because what really happened for me, I'll be 100% honest, is I had a run. Right? I got out ahead of it. I could see things on these charts. I was literally a naked Forex trader. Now, when I say naked, that doesn't mean I don't trade with any clothes on. That means I trade with no indicators up on the charts. Okay. Well, the camera would be off, so we'd be safe, Shanda. But what that means is I trade with no indicators on the charts. And I did that in the beginning because I could just see it. I had practiced. I had changed what I had done. I could just see the movements. I was trading off support and resistance levels. I was taking short-term scalps, 5, 10, 15 pips in and out of the market. And I could take trades and trades and trades all day. Right. And I had crazy growth. I had more growth than I could have imagined. And what happened is then I wanted to start to share it. And I really wanted to be able to put myself in a position and to put other people in the position that they could win as well. It was super important to me that the reason I came here was to learn this skill was also to give it back. Once I had that skill and really had the understanding, I really wanted to do the best to be able to give it back to people. So what I did was I started doing some calls and we had wins. We grew together. We had big, massive trades together. Everybody could get on the call and we could win and win and win and win. And that went on for a while. The problem is 6, 7, 8 months down the road, people started they get confidence. You start to win every morning and then, you're like, wow, I can do this on my own. And that you could be a month or two in. And I realized that some people go trade on their own. And that was too early for them, right? It was too early for them to be staring at the charts, not truly understanding it, but just kind of trying to see what I see. And I realized very quickly that I couldn't teach people to be me. I couldn't teach people to sit down. Like I could literally pick up my phone right now and open up a chart and be like, here, if it bounces off here and crosses there, I would take this from here to here. And just on market structure, it could be a few pips, could be 0.5%, 1%, could be longer, but I could see it. And I could just do that over and over again. And of course, we're going to take some losses along the way, but I was super, super successful. But I realized that I couldn't teach people to see the same. I couldn't teach somebody to sit down, open their phone, and just look at a chart and be like, hey, this is where it's going to go, and this is what it's going to do, and have a high probability of having a win rate. So what I did, and this is, I always take a lot of pride in this, is that I really went to the drawing board about who I was going to be as a teacher, who I was going to be as somebody who's going to share this information. And was I truly giving these people that were on the call with me or trading with me? Yes, we could go and we could make some money. I mean, we could all do that. What I really had to do was find a way that I could teach people to be traders, teach people to understand why we got into it, that support line, why we were going on an uptrend, what signaled us, why we could tell that, was it a 50% retracement on the fib, was it a 50 EMA break, what was telling us that was on a trend. And so, you know, all that stuff to somebody who is very new here, that's probably like, I'm speaking another language. And I always bring that up because that's what my wife says to me now. She's like, so I don't even know what you're talking about half the time, so you could just keep it to yourself, because it's like I'm speaking a new language. And I realized that I really had to get better at educating people so that they had the skills to be able to do this on their own, because that's truly what we want to do here, right? We want to teach you the skill that's going to serve you forever, right? So that no matter what happens here, no matter, you know, how long you're here, or how long that takes, that skill, you take it with you, right? Because that's what we want you to do. I have so many people who come and trade with me for a year or so, and then they're good enough, they go trade on their own. And that's really what we're looking for, right? So what I started to do is I started to like put lines on the chart. You know, I really had a thing for being a naked trader, and I realized if I was really going to teach, I had to get rid of that, because not everybody could trade that way, and I had to help as many people as possible. So I had to shift how I was teaching. So we started identifying support and resistance levels with lines. We started identifying trends. We started looking at a little bit longer term to understand where it was going to go and what it was going to do. I started to work with things to indicate when to exit, so that people could have all these tools. And then, if anybody here, I know I didn't really talk much about my background, 18 years in the hospitality industry, started my own digital marketing agency, which we still have. Okay. Still have this digital marketing agency. We still do quite well. I don't really do any work in it because I don't have to take a salary or any of that from it. So it kind of just does its thing now. But what I realized, and this is my coding brain, and I don't want to get too confusing or confuse anybody about that stuff, but I realized that if I put the work in, I could actually teach people, and I could put this up there and I could do it automatically. I could actually create something, you know, in these different codes that actually was like trading with me all day long. It would be just like being on that call, because I could create this what we call an indicator, or other people might call it a scanner. We create this thing that actually puts up support and resistance levels, identifies trends, gives you directions and opportunities to take advantage of what the markets are doing and enter trades and exit trades. And it has all those pieces in it, and they don't take long to learn. And you can start to really have that advantage over some of these markets in the early parts even of learning. So super valuable. And the reason I know that is because I built it and we've brought it up to the team, and people are having some craziness. There's some people on this call that I know that are doing huge percentages, and some of their biggest problems are being able to walk away from the charts, because it gives you this feeling that you can just keep winning over and over again, which we want to teach people, obviously, that long-term mindset that you're going to take what the market gives you and walk away every day, because the market isn't going to give you what you want. You need to take what the market's going to give you, because if you're going to look for something from the market, it's just never going to show up, and then you're going to kind of force yourself into trade. So we want to get patient and use this indicator. Okay. Use this indicator to its advantage. It's something that is specific to our group and our team, something that I've created. It's, you know, my code and I'm proprietary. I'm the ownership of it, and we're working out a proprietary agreement. But yes, Tara, I can see you here. You're not alone. You're not the only one on this call. But what we want to do is give you guys a little glimpse of that. Okay, give you guys a little look at what it looks like. I know there's going to be a much longer spectrum here of some people who will be brand new to this, and some people who will understand a bit more about what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to go into super detail, we'll go take a look at a couple of the calls and the signals and the stuff that are on the chart from this. Just an easy what it would do. And then if you're interested in it, we'll talk a little bit here more at the end before I bring Shanda back up about how you guys can get access to it. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. I want to make sure the right screen is up before I do that. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and I'm going to this is what we call kill shot. Okay, this is essentially a trend shift indicator. What we're going to do is I don't tend to trade much outside of the US market. So we're just going to go back to when the US market was today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the trades it called. Okay. So, and this is essentially kind of the first trade we were actually on our call today when this kind of happened. Now, if you're brand new here, can you see the color red and the color blue? Put a 1 in the chat. If you're brand new. And you're like, I don't even know what this is, what this guy's showing me. But can you identify the color red and the color blue? Okay, this indicator is going to give you directional trade calls. Okay, if it's red, it means the chart wants to go down. If it's blue, the chart wants to go up. And all we want to do is join that direction. We want to get into these. I am what we call a short-term scalper. Okay, I want to scalp the market. I don't want to be in the market intraday. I don't want to be waiting. I don't want to be staring at my phone wondering if trades have closed or hit stop loss or hit take profit for days. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in getting into the market, getting my percentage, and getting out. Literally would like to spend half an hour a day in these charts. That's always a perfect world scenario, but you can get on here for an hour and easily make, and what we're looking for is a 3 to 5% return. Now, if you know anybody who's in investment or know anybody who is trading, 3 to 5% return a year is a pretty good. That's what the S&P would have given you. If you would invested just in the S&P last year, you would have got a 4.5% return for the year. Okay, we're looking to do that in moments, and I'm going to show you how easy it is once you see some of these. Okay, so red signal. Okay, trend is going down. This is actually what we call a super trade, which means that the trade gets called. But if you can see this red triangle, that means we're going to join it on the downtrend. It's as simple as hitting the sell button. Okay, you see the blue triangle, it means we're going to join it on the uptrend. That's as simple as hitting the buy button. Okay, this trade got called at 31,560. Now here's the deal: every 10 pips, some people will call them points. Points are a little bit different here when we're trading in the foreign exchange market. Okay, every 10 pips is a 1% return on our strategy. That is the lot size we use. That is the leverage that we're using. That means that we're, for some people who are here, we're using a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Okay, that's the risk reward we're looking for. We're looking for a 1 stop loss. So if you're using a 25 pip stop loss, you're looking for a 50 pip TP. Those are our 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Anybody here who has more experience, but anybody here who doesn't, when this chart says to press the sell button, you press it. And if you would have listened to it and pressed it at 560, this thing went and fell. What are we looking at here? 70 pips, 280 pips. From this to this, which took 1 hour, it fell 270 pips. There is a potential, and most people were not going to take it the whole way. Some people took a big long move out of that. There is a potential of a 27% return in this hour. All we had to do was listen to that signal. That's it. Now you're like, hey man, well, we're making money down. You make money up. We make money in short-term shifts. Obviously, there's a little bit more to what we do here. There's a little yellow line here. It's called the point of control, which when you do get with us and start to learn, we will teach you what that point of control means. It's another indication of where the chart wants to go. It's just an extra confirmation. But if you can see red or blue, anybody can see that blue triangle right here? Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you can see that blue triangle and you see that blue triangle was on a candle that closed at 460. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Shanda's the only one. Anybody else see that blue triangle? There we go. Mike's got it. Kirk's got it. Okay. This blue triangle, 460 to potentially this red star, which is another one of our tells us to exit, which I just clicked on it and it disappeared because I'm actually just outside of the time of what it's supposed to say up there. There you go. Look at all these ones coming in. Everybody's paying attention now. Good. Okay. We got 460 to 750. There is another potential, as it stays in this blue color, of 29% in this move. These are only the first 2 trades of the day. Potential 27% here, potential 29% there. Does anybody know what compound interest, what 3% a day of compound interest does? I know there's some people in this chat that do because they've experienced it, but 3% a day will make you more money than you can imagine in 6 months. And all you have to do is be comfortable with just taking a little piece of this movement. Okay. Now, for some people here who have a little bit more experience, we'll talk about what is kind of giving us these signals. This is the 20 EMA. The red EMA is called the 20 EMA, which is essentially an exponential moving average of the last 20 candles. Okay. 50 EMA is essentially an EMA of moving average. This means this line is the price average of the last 50 candles on the chart. When they cross each other, we get a short-term trend shift. And all we want to do is join that trend and get out. Okay. That's a little bit, I don't want to dive too far in here and confuse people too much about the total here, but when you do become a part of our team, you get access to this. 100% you will. Okay. You will 100% understand this. We do live calls every day, Monday to Friday. We actually have 3 of them a day. We have one in the morning, 6 a.m. Another guy on my team named David Dunlap, who just finished one here at 6 p.m. This is all MST. And then we actually do one at 11 p.m. as well, which is the 11 p.m. is a smart money contract and Wyckoff strategy combined with this. David is in Vietnam, so he likes to trade with the Asia Open, and I like to trade right before and get the days set up so I understand what the market may do for the US market, because I believe that's where the heaviest volume is, and that's where I like to trade it. So that's why we have those 3 different calls. You will have access to this indicator, and you'll have access to all those calls. Okay. This indicator is very simple. You just listen to and do what it tells you to. And I know that's hard for a lot of people. And then somebody in here might laugh. And I'm sure there's some people here who trade with me who don't do what they're told. But just listen to what this indicator does and you can win. Okay. Very simple. This is literally my brain. This is what I would see. This is how I would trade. Put into an indicator so you have the ability to pull it up and literally trade with me all day. What would Jay see here? What would Jay do here? And this is essentially going to give you that. Okay. And that is kind of the overall picture and view of our indicator. It has had some crazy results, especially for people who are in the beginning. If anybody here is in the chat who wants to throw some of their wins, because I know there's a couple of people in here who trade with me pretty regularly, have done some pretty insane things in their trading account. So what we can do here, if anybody, once we kind of get to the part, there's people who have a little bit more trading experience who have some more questions kind of about what the blue and red color is. And I'm sure they're going to want to know, what these stars mean, which are entries and exits and those types of things, what the yellow EMA is, those types of things. If people want to understand, how to use that. I mean, this trade just happened, and that is a, 40 pip, 30 pip drop. That is a 3%. That's a 3% trade right there. Simple 3%. This buy happened over here, 770, 830. It's a 6% trade. So very, very simple, very, very easy. You just got to listen and follow the signals, and you got to take the signals that are going to give you the best direction. Okay. And there's a couple pieces of that we add to that to make sure. And that is essentially the indicator. Okay. If that kind of made sense to you guys and that got you excited, please put a 1 in the chat, just to get a little bit fired up here about what we're looking at. Throw some 1s in the chat. Okay. Very, very cool. We got some excitement. Amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing now. Okay. And we're going to talk, it's just a short little couple minute talk about the business. And I'm going to bring Shanda back up to kind of close this out. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the business because I'm a guy who is very transparent and I want to make sure everybody knows what they're getting into when they get into it. Okay. IM Academy is amazing. Okay. IM Academy was a place where I wanted to go to learn. I had gone looking, right? And I know there's some people on here who trade in like different groups and with different people. I'd gone looking for ways to learn to trade. I found these like courses are going to cost me 10 grand. I was going to have to sit at my computer 8 hours a day. I was going to have, if I wanted to trade and have some coaching moving forward, they were going to want 2 grand a month on top of it. And so that really put it on the shelf for me because I just couldn't put my, the digital marketing company at the time was paying the bills. I couldn't put that on the shelf to come here to learn to trade. I had to keep a roof over my head. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is going to work for me. And I'm a firm believer in the world always brings you back what's meant for you. Okay. A good friend of mine, Richard Ustra, called me from a conference. For some reason, he said, I just thought of you. We hadn't talked in like almost 10 years. He actually worked in a nightclub I owned in Edmonton at one point. And he called me. He's like, ever interested in learning how to trade? And I was like, hell yeah, man. And the first thing I was like, well, how much does it cost? And we'll just give you guys kind of the rough figure. But he was like, well, it's just a couple $100. And I was like, what? I was like, what? Trading education, is a couple $100. And I was like, you know what? What the hell? I got nothing to lose. I got what's a couple $100. The other one's going to be 10 grand. And I was thinking about doing it. This guy could spend 4 years here, right? For that 10 grand. So I jumped in, and there's two very important parts of what we're talking about here. And the first thing is mentorship. Okay. You want to learn to trade with a mentor, somebody who's done it before, somebody who has a tool that you want to use or skill that you want to use. And that happened with IM very early. They have over 170 educators. You won't just be me. Okay. If this type of scalping and this type of trading doesn't work for you, there are 270 other educators that I am very familiar with that help teach me. So there is also that opportunity because IM was very important for my learning. So I want to make sure that you guys have those same abilities to decide what type of trader you might want to be. Maybe scalping isn't for you. Maybe intraday is. Maybe you want to use fib tools. Maybe you want to use pivot strategies. Maybe you want to use HMR clouds. Maybe Heiken Ashi. Whatever all these terms, and everybody's probably like, "What are you talking about?" But whatever you want to do and learn, IM has that access. I'm going to give you the goods right away and show you what's possible, and then you're going to decide where you want to go as a trader. And I'm going to support you in our community. So I always want to talk about what you get through IM. Okay, what you can get through IM. The second part is kind of what the cost is, and it's super easy. It's right now it's on special for $185 US to get started, and then there's a monthly fee associated with it, and that's it. And for me, it was like there's no contract. So the one thing that was super important for me, digital marketing, I worked with a bunch of gyms. I actually had 3 gym clients at one point. Everybody here knows what it's like to be stuck in a gym membership you can't get out of, right? So the one thing about the academy is that you could cancel at any time. So I was like, you know what, man, I could come for like 2-3 months. And if this is not for me, cool. It's not for me, right? I'm not locked into some long-term contract. I can go give it a shot. So that was one thing that was super valuable to me. So just to throw out a price point so you guys have the gist, obviously I want you to make sure you get back to the person who brought you here so you can have a further conversation, because we have different packages. We have a basic Forex package. We have a digital currency trading package. We have a time-based exchange package. We have just added an SFX, which I'm super excited about because I'm always excited about learning, and stocks are always something. So we just added a stock trading course. So you can pick from any of those courses, and those courses you're going to start at $185 US. So that's kind of your starting. There's also an elite package, but have that further conversation with the person who brought you here if you're interested in getting started, because there's a couple things that I'm going to talk about right now. The first thing we want to talk about is that there's an ability with the company. If there's a price point issue, or you think, maybe I can't afford the monthly for too long, there is an ability to get it for free. So that means if you get in and you're loving it and you're interested, if you bring in 2 people, then they waive your monthly. And that doesn't mean like 2 people a month. If those 2 people stay active for a year, for as long as those two people stay active, you'll have a free membership. Okay. So that's just something to tell you guys if you guys get just kind of worried about the price point, just so you know. Okay. And then one of the other things we want to talk about, and like I said, I'm a very transparent person, is that our company's business model is a networking business model. So that means if you bring people on, there is an ability that you can earn income there too. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's not necessary. And I'm going to tell you a story about network marketing. You guys are all probably going to laugh at me, but I've only ever done network marketing one other time. And it was a company called Youth Juice. And some of these people on this call have probably heard this story before, but it was everything that was wrong with network marketing, right? It was like, the only way I could make money is if I made people bought my juice, right? So if you weren't my friend and you weren't buying my juice, right? We couldn't hang out. Like, you had to buy my juice. It was the only way to make money. It's like the gross part of network marketing, right? And then the guy who owned it like closed the company and took our cash, and we had to sue him to get it back. Every single thing that you could talk about going wrong with network marketing was my only experience with it. So when I got here, I was like, no thanks. I'm just going to come in. All I want to do is learn to trade. And I came in and learned to trade. And then within like the first month, I was like, you know what? I got a couple buddies who are already asking me, why not get a couple people in, and then I don't have to pay for it. And then the networking kind of happened on its own. But once I started to get to the results that I've had and the results that I got, I was like, now I just got to share it. Because I felt like with the ability that, because I came here brand new and I'd already had these wins, why wouldn't I share this with other people so that other people could have it? And to be honest, I'm almost 3 years in here and I've supported people the right way. And I've grown a team now, of 1,200 people in my group, and the company, pays me 10 grand a month US. Like, it comes and my wife loves it, right? Like, there's no risk in it. She's just like, yeah, it comes every Friday. Sweet. Right. My wife loves it. So she's like, go get the next one. We know I have a huge trading account. She just freaks out about because there's too much risk there. Right. But my wife, she loves the networking side. So there's, just to share with you guys, that there's another opportunity too. If you have, if that's ever something you want to do and share and really have some impact in other people's lives, that there is an opportunity there. And my good friend Bryce, he says, if you're walking down the street and you saw $200 bills, would you pick one of them up or would you pick up both? Well, if you're a person that wants to pick up both, there's an opportunity to make $200 instead of one here. And it's really up to you if you want to just come and trade. 88% of our customer base in IM are all just customers. Just pay their monthly and trade because they get enough value out of what they're doing here to stay and just be a customer. Okay. Now, the last thing here before I pass it back to Shanda is a little bit of a conversation about the indicator. So, indicator, I just released it here about 2 months ago to the team and surrounding and all that stuff. I actually just shut off access to the indicator. So there's a bunch of reasons why. We're all a part of the IM Academy. It looks like that it's probably going to become a product in IM Academy. So as of the 1st, I shut down access. So what I'm going to do, if you guys are interested, is that we're going to do 48 hours. Okay, I'm going to give the next 48 hours. So let's say Thursday, Friday, until Saturday. If you get signed up in the next 48 hours, instant access into the indicator. If you wait till after 48 hours, I can't guarantee access because I don't know when this is going to become a part of IM. And once it does, it'll be in IM Academy, right? It won't be right now. It's on something called TradingView, which is very, very easy to share with you. But after, it'll be a part of IM. Anybody here who's a part of IM, it won't be any extra cost or any of that stuff. It'll just be a part of your subscription model. So as long as you have a subscription to IM, you'll get it for free from me for now. You'll get pre-access to it before it even hits IM Academy. So we're going to do that for the next 48 hours. Okay. So, and that's because I love Shanda and I know she's got some good people on here, and I want to make sure that if you guys are getting ready to roll, let's make a decision and get moving forward. Okay. So Shanda, I hope that covers everything for these people here. I hope everybody's excited to come get some kill shot action. Just so you guys know, everybody calls me Sniper, so we had to roll with kill shot, right? And so thank you very much, Shanda, for bringing me up, and thank you guys for all spending some time with me today. And I can see some new faces, so I'm pretty excited to welcome you guys to the other side.
Thank you so much, Jay. Let's get some 8s in the chat for Jay. I appreciate you, sir, and really excited to see this as part of our standard protocol for IM. And for those of you who are ready to rock and roll and really want to get access to this, I know I actually had a couple of people who are already members of the IM Academy that are like, what? I can come to a kill shot call? I'm super stoked. So yeah, just get back to the person that invited you here. The cost right now is $185 to start, $175 a month afterwards. Those are US dollars. Like Jay said, you can get it for free. If you want to work on that, let us know. If you see yourself being someone like Jay, like me, who wants to help other people, obviously there's money in that for you. And we have a system, we have tools for that. When it comes to the next steps, okay, because what do you do now, right? There's 3 types of people that see this information. First one's like, not what I'm looking for. And if that's you, thank you for your time. Appreciate you. The second kind of person's like, I just want to trade, but get me that kill shot. Like, I got to try this. This is fire. And I can tell you, I know experienced traders that use this for their exits and for their entries as another confirmation, and it's taken their game to the next level. Plus they get to trade as a crew. So being able to have other people, trading can be a lonely journey. So being able to have access to that is pretty powerful. And then other than that, there's the third kind of person that's like, giddy up, let's go. I got some friends. Let's create a trading group. And if you guys want to do that, we can potentially do another call like this with you and your team, with you and your friends, you and your fellow traders. But get back to the person that invited you here and let them know if you're a 1, 2, or a 3. And if what you need is a strategy call, like Jay said, to really talk through, maybe it's this indicator, maybe it's one of our other 14 indicators that work in different markets. The other thing I want you to know is Killshot works commodities, indices, Forex, crypto, and stocks. And so this is going to be a great tool, whatever it is that you're trading, and we can help you integrate that into your process. And if you're brand new and you're like, I don't even know what half the words he said are, what are they talking about? Guess what? We have a kindergarten level class that literally starts at what's a pip, what's support, what's resistance, and gets you through that process as well. That's where I started. That's where Jay started. So whether you're kindergarten or you're, getting your master's degree and you are ready to be able to have a study group that's going to take you to the next level, that's what we do. And we want to see you go from where you are to where you want to be. And we have a system, tools, and the team to be able to help you do that. So get back to the person that invited you here. Let them know if you're a 1, 2, or 3. We'll get you plugged into a strategy call with one of our mentors, or get you logged in so you can get playing with the kill shot right away. And just so you know, like he said, there's no contract. So if this is something you try for the first month, next month you're like, nah, I'm good, I'd rather trade by myself, that's no problem. Literally no big deal. But we would love to trade with you. We would love to see you, free from the rat race. We would love to see you being able to, do the things for your family that you want to be able to do right now and master these markets. So again, get back to the person that invited you here. Let them know if you're 1, 2, or 3, and we'll get you access to Killshot. Bye, guys.